Chat fam, I just did a big time update within the Yield Boss server, and I want to just give you a quick snippet of it. I can't obviously give you the whole thing, but we are in a position right now where basically AMC and GME are gearing up to finish their Phase E squeeze on their macro. Okay, we're about to have our small cap rally with the Russell 2000, the IWM, which is going to push SPY up into that 6,000 liquid zone. We are at this like interesting spot, right? This precipice pivot point where they're trying to do everything that they can to delay this as far as they can and have what looks to be the most minimal damage as possible to dealers when this thing goes off. Now, if they wanted to steal as much money from retail as possible, what they would do is basically stair step it, right? To make you think that there was multiple squeezes happening and bait you into, buying higher strikes, even when it's not going to go there, and then crush it back down on you, as they fucking love to do every single Friday. So it'd be something along the lines of what I have been drawing on Twitter, which is going into, right now, we think AMC earnings is towards August 9th, but they can always extend it a week or whatever. You know how Adam Aaron loves to do that shit last minute, within a few days or within 10 days. He'll be like, oh, by the way, AMC earnings are on August 15th. So they could, as SPY is falling right now, which is going to be down to your 540, 542 zone before it should rebound, AMC, if it's going to make 2 consecutive moves, it's going to do it in a fashion of the first being sometime around earnings, which makes rational sense, and it is how they could justify it on television, with possibly news about pushing out debt, things of restructuring of that nature, and it would make sense because it's a big move. You got to remember that move from where we're at to 8, it's 56%. It's no small feat. They're going to have to say something about it if she pumps that high and that fast. But there is always the chance that they don't want 3 moves in this fractal. They don't want 1, 2, 3, right? They just want 2. And, your guess is as good as mine of why. It's usually based around how much money dealers is going to lose. We've calculated this on the options chain and the open interest multiple times with the volume, depending on the strike price and where it's going to go. But I still personally think the 3 ways, Jan, March, June, is going to play out how it usually does. It would make more sense to me to bait more people into betting on multiple moves. However, if they pull one of these fucking things, which is like chop, 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 you get to earnings and they drop you down one final time, that's your basically final spring, okay? And it's not going to be a big spring, but it'll be low enough to get you below this demand zone here, which would take you down to potentially, what's it going to be? The low 4s, right? 425, something like that. If they hand you that dip, every single one of you is going to make an absurd percentage amount of money. That's why I think they're not going to. They're going to keep it high, keep it high, keep it high. Churn it, run it to 8, and then you drop it after earnings to something like 550. But if they chop and they take this thing down to that 4 level and we all get to load up before this fucking move into the end of August, beginning of September, I mean, it's kind of the most stupid thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's like they're literally spoon feeding you $1 million. I don't really get it. So that could be the reason why. We'll see. If you guys have any questions, you let me know. But there's basically only 2 ways this goes. It's going to be your 3 normal fractal algorithmic repeated sequence, as it usually does, or they're going to completely snub March, and they're just going to blast you into June, which is going to be sometime towards the end of August, beginning of September, something like that in that window. So we'll see how it goes. It's all going to depend highly, too, on a lot of the movies that are coming out, how the box office is doing. They've already had record-breaking box office numbers the last few months, so the next quarter earnings should be very fucking nice, and all that. Remember, the narrative fits the predetermined path, not the other way around. All of this shit is already pre-planned. That is why the structure creates the algorithmic sequence before, and then it runs into each fractal blow-off top. But you can see it coming beforehand. How does the supercomputer know to create these structures before the move happens? Because it's pre-programmed, okay? Because all I see is delays here, and it's so tiring and annoying to sequence on the micro over and over and over again each week. Are they going to push it out? Are they going to snub it? Like all the POIs that you guys see coming out, it's like snub, fake run. All these little wicks you see, right? These are all snubbed POIs. All of them. They're snubbed POIs on the micro in which the stock could have went like this, and it didn't. Okay? That's what they like to do. They want to steal your money every single week because these kids that don't know what they're doing after 3 years are still betting on weeklies. Blows my mind. I don't understand it. I hope the knowledge can get out to more of these people so they can be better and see and stop. But human beings are creatures of habit. They love fucking gambling, and that's what they're going to continue to do. So just, if you want to be safe, buy 2 months out. You don't got to play weeklies every single week trying to hit the move to 8, whatever. Buy multiple strikes, create a call spread, be smart about it. This is a fucking layup. All you got to do is execute the right way, okay? It's not just good enough to know where a stock's going to go. You got to be able to, execute in the moment. It's two sides of this, right, in trading. So anything, hit me in the chat. I'll see you guys this week. I should have an update by something like Wednesday, okay? Depending on where the micro goes this week and where SPY goes coming down to our demand zone at that 540 zone. All right? Love you guys.